So I'm just sitting there. Doctor walks in. He's like, "Hey man, I got bad news. You're gonna have to stop masturbating." And I was like, "Why?" And he's all like, "Cause you're in a doctor's office." Get off your high horse. I don't have any privacy at home. All right, we are back with another Drive Across 65, Season 1, Episode 17. We're going to recap the weekend. In the background, we are on Aaron Judge home run watch. He just lined out the third base. I was going to record during the game, but it was too distracting. Every time I started to try to record, I started looking over at it. So he probably won't be back up for maybe another inning or two. So we did post a daily pick. We do have Judge 2 homer at 2-1 tonight against the Blue Jays. Shout out, good luck to us. Let's talk about a little football. So if you tailed the podcast this weekend, you are a winner. I pushed the weekend awkwardly. Let me tell you why. So I recorded Friday night. After I recorded, everything was loading. Started looking at sports books, just looking for any edges, any money going anywhere, any line movements. And I saw that the Texans were +3. Not a big deal. Lines move. I'm looking at a different sports book. They're +3 there also. So apparently during the recording, FanDuel, Barstool, MGM, Caesars, everybody heard that we were taking the Texans +2.5, changed it to 3. Haters. So if you got the Texans +3, you pushed that game, you won the weekend. Shout out to you. Congrats. It was a gross, ugly, dirty game, and we are going to talk about it. Let's lead off with college football first. So Alabama first quarter was never in doubt, except for they came out in the first drive and punted. And then also allowed Vandy to put 3 points up in the first quarter. Absolute blasphemy. Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. Should never happen. We ended up scoring a touchdown. We rotated Alabama. We bet them, so were we. We ended up scoring a touchdown with 40 seconds left in the first quarter to cover. We have to chalk that one up as a bad victory. We take bad beats. We got to take a bad victory when we get one. There's no reason Alabama should ever have to punt against Vandy. There's no reason it should take them to the last minute of the first quarter to get their second score. And there's surely no reason Vandy should be able to put up 3 points against you guys. What are y'all doing? But we won. Bad victory, but we won. My favorite bet of the weekend outside of the Drive Across 65 Road Dogs of the Week, Tennessee team total over 38. The Volunteers, not the Titans. So this game was a little nerve-wracking, admittedly. Started off a little slow. Florida played the keep away game. Really smart, worked out for them a lot of the game. Tennessee actually fumbled twice in Florida territory in the first half. Made it a little sketchier than what I would like. But nevertheless, we got there. We got there in the fourth quarter with maybe 9 minutes left. Shout out to that. Tennessee team total over 37.5 cashes. My favorite bet of the weekend, cashed by 0.5 point. Shout out. So Michigan, Maryland, I had all kinds of hesitation in this game. Recording it, talking about it. I know you guys saw the hesitation. It's light, man. Sun's going down, all kinds of weird stuff. So Michigan got backup quarterback at the end for the big cover. That sucked. I think they were up 4 at halftime. Definitely didn't cover. They opened up the game. Special teams turnover on kickoff was up 7-0 in 10 seconds. Like I looked at it, looked away, looked at it, and they were up. I was like, man, I was so mad at myself for not taking them out 4.5. Turns out it was a good bet, good no bet, good fade. Their out of conference schedule made them look like juggernauts. They may or may not be. We're probably going to take the first. We said this last time and we ended up betting it. We're going to take Michigan first quarter, first half. off the board for a while until they figure out what they got going on there. We lost 2 units on that. We did get backup quarterback. There was garbage time touchdowns, yada, yada, yada. Happened to us in the Louisville, Florida State game too. We got backup quarterback there. It is what it is. You cannot handicap injuries. It's still baseball season. Shout out to the Cincinnati Reds Souvenir Cup. Kansas. Kansas won the Battle of the Blue Bloods. Kansas by 7, won by 8. Shout out to them. We tell them. We did all of our apologizing to the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Shout out to them for covering. We apologized already for the team total under that we took. We already made our money back on them. We're not going to apologize again. Sorry to the Kansas fan base. We support you guys. Love you guys. You guys are the best. Staying in college football, Alabama, we already talked about Alabama, Michigan. We did cover, honorable mentions. That's where we're going. Honorable mentions, Kentucky did not even get close to covering against NIU. The score looked closer than what it was. NIU did get a garbage touchdown. I am worried about Kentucky against Ole Miss this weekend. We are getting 6.5 at Ole Miss. I'm still scared of it. I'm not sure where we're going to go. That's probably going to be a fade. We should have ran the score up. We didn't. We will have Chris Rodriguez back. That is a big bonus to our side of this. Going to help. We did lose a guy on defense, man. It's one of the anchors of defense. Anyways, honorable mention, Kentucky did not cover. Wake should have been on the card. I'm so upset with myself for not betting Wake. It was on the card until about 10 minutes before the game started. We've already talked about how much we do not like Clemson. They are bad. Clemson's not good. I don't care what anybody says. They are way, way overranked. Clemson was plus 7.5. They were down early, came back late, ended up going to overtime, lost by 6. They covered by a mile. They should have been on the card. I took them off right before the podcast. I apologize. Wake Forest plus 7.5. Definitely should have been on the card. I think that wraps up college football. Oh, no, it doesn't. This Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Louisville Cardinal team, figure it out, okay? Because I'm tired of talking bad about you guys and you all looking like the best team in the ACC, and then talking good about you guys and betting you, and then you let a backup quarterback from Florida State come back and beat you guys. It is insane. I have to take Louisville off the cards for the rest of the season. I can't figure them out. I don't understand them. They're the epitome of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. What an insane team. They're a three score favorite and they won by 31 or something. It's insane. All right, Texans hop into the NFL. Texans plus 2.5 is what we had. Plus 3 is what you guys had. There's no reason for you all to have them at plus 2.5 at all because it was plus 3 everywhere. Even Sunday morning, it was still a plus 3. Didn't move. It was exactly what we thought it was. We talked about Texans unders being on auto bet. That score ended up being 20-20 late in the game. The total was like 39.5. We did fade the under. Shout out. We had that game read pretty well. And really, the Texans should have won. If you have the ball under 2 minutes, don't matter where it's at, and it's a tie game and you're free rolling overtime or getting in field goal range for the win, you got to win that game. You should have won. They should have won. They could have won. They should have won. Texans should have won that game. They throw an interception. There was about 15 interceptions thrown in this game. Nevertheless, Texans should have won. They did not. Bears push, -3. Texans push, +3. Drive across 65. Pineapples don't go on pizza. -2.5 loses. Bills Dolphins became a daily pick. We talked about it on the podcast. Wasn't sure about the weather down there. We were worried about the hurricanes. The storm, not the school. The Miami Hurricanes University, they need to be worried too. But we were worried about weather down there. Ended up not being any weather. Tua got concussed. He definitely had a concussion. He got pulled at halftime of that game. What? Huh? He for sure had a concussion. He couldn't walk. They said he hurt his back? He couldn't walk. He couldn't even see in a straight line. He came back? All right, so Tua got concussed and came back. What an insane... all right, so hand up, not a doctor. This guy, no degrees in the medical field. A blind man could see... Ray Charles was like, yeah, Tua's concussed. Everybody could see that he was concussed. There's no way he goes back into that game and then he ends up back in that game. That was insane, ridiculous. Nevertheless, over doesn't get there. Tua gets hurt. Shout out to anybody who's ever going to get a DUI from here on out. Shout out UK, University of Kentucky Athletics. If you ever get pulled over and you've been drinking, just tell the doctor your back hurts and that's why you're swerving everywhere. Because apparently that's a legible excuse. That's insane. Tua 1,000% had a concussion. That's crazy. We started to talk about the Chiefs and the Colts game, and here's how my brain went. It's a trap bet. Everybody's gonna be on the Colts. Chiefs are gonna pull it off. There's no way this is the angel and the devil doing the dance. The other side said there's no way Vegas sets this line this low if they don't think the Colts have a strong chance of winning this game. 5.5 is this team has a chance of winning. I was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hungry dog runs faster is the Chiefs. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Matt Ryan's 2,000 years old. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I couldn't figure it out. My brain melted during the podcast. You saw it live. Couldn't figure it out, didn't talk about it. Shout out to the Colts. They won straight up. We have it written down. I mean, it's written down. Colts plus 5.5, 6.5, whatever, at home against KC. We took it off. Bucks, Packers, under 42, cashed. Got a little dicey there early. The game ended up calming down. Everybody chilled out. The Leonard Fournette anytime touchdown score got really close. They were down at the 3 or 4 yard line late in the game. They handed the ball off. He fell half yard short. They ended up throwing it. It was almost an ideal situation. We were almost free rolling because if Fournette gets the ball there, he scores, we have the anytime touchdown score, no sweat. If it goes into overtime, we still have plenty of room to play with as far as the under, and everything just started crumbling in our faces. Luckily, under stayed under. The total stayed under. It was almost... I said honorable mention, bet the Bucks. I still like Aaron Rodgers. Brady didn't have a single weapon to throw to. He had nobody. He had no Julio, no Mike Evans, suspended. NFL lost their minds. How's Lattimore still playing? Can't figure it out. He had no weapons. I mean, they went and picked up Cole Beasley from the COVID testing station up in Buffalo. I guess, I don't know where he was at. Maybe he probably wouldn't get COVID test. Anyway, they went and picked up Cole Beasley out of nowhere to get him a weapon, and that was one of his main targets. I mean, it was insane. Not main target, but it was still one of his targets. Never played with the guy before. Bucks had 0 weapons. Shout out to the Pack. Go Pack, go. You guys won. Shout out. But it's a moral victory, I guess, because the Bucks were without and they still almost won. The Bucks made it competitive late. Nevertheless, we're not talking about that game anymore. Under hit, anytime touchdown score. Did not hit, sad face. That about wraps us up. We'll talk about another honorable mention. The Raiders. I was wrong, I guess. I was wrong about the Raiders. Titans won. Raiders made it competitive. The Raiders play an insane half a football game. They are just beating the brakes off teams for one half a game every game they play, and they can't put it together. It sucks, man. It's disgusting. Other honorable mention, Broncos Niners under 44. That game was stupid. It was disgusting. Nobody liked it. It was what we thought it was. I'm not taking credit for any of the honorable mentions. That game definitely went way under. As for the Thursday night game, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but we think that Tua may have a concussion. The Miami Dolphins backup, one of the all-time backups in the NFL, Spready Bridgewater. I said his name right, Spready. The dude covers spreads like crazy. Bengals Dolphins game opened at 3. Right now it's at 4. Bengals -4. The line's moving. You have to think that the line's moving because there's got to be some leaked information out somewhere that's saying the Tua is not going to play and Mike McDaniel is just keeping it under wraps. I like the Bengals. I don't think they can scout against a backup quarterback. We just saw it in Dallas a couple weeks ago. I don't think their coaching staff does well scouting against backups. I think Mike McDaniels will have a bunch of schemes, a bunch of plans to get the ball to Tyreek Hill and to Waddle. Chase Edmonds will get his for sure. I don't see... If Tua plays, I love +4. It's probably going to go crazy. If they announce Tua plays on Thursday, you're probably going to see a 6-point line jump, and it might end up being a Dolphins -2. This game was handicapped with Spready Bridgewater in mind. He covers spreads like crazy. Even if it's a garbage backdoor touchdown time, whatever, he covers spreads. We're going to go Dolphins +4 Thursday night. Nothing against Burrow, nothing against the Bengals. I still love those guys. I'm in Cincinnati all the time. Shout out. I just like this Dolphins team to cover. I don't think there's any reason why they should be underdogs. Even starting their backup. Like I said, McDaniels in San Francisco still found ways to get his star players the ball. Deebo Samuels, if you don't think they can dial up schemes for Waddle and for Tyreek Hill like they did Deebo Samuels, and whoever else on that 49ers team when they didn't have faith in Jimmy G to get them the ball, they're going to do it. You could see Tyreek running the Wildcat offense, man. It might get really, really weird down up there in Cincinnati or down there in Cincinnati, depending on where you are. Yeah, Dolphins +4. That wraps us up. We might have an anytime touchdown prop coming Thursday. I really like for Tyreek to get the ball somehow, use his legs, get a jet sweep or something, and just go crazy. Thursday night game, Dolphins +4. That's our play. We're on TikTok now, guys. Don't forget #DriveAcross65. That is going to wrap us up. Good luck, everybody.